G'day folks. You'll have to excuse the passing traffic. I'm standing right next to the road. As you can see, it's quite close by. About a year or so ago, I put up a clip, can't remember the title exactly, something like roadside signs or something like that. Started off with a pretty cool little bend, which is over there, which is grown back as well. It's got little branches coming up from the top, shooting upwards. That was stripped of all its branches before, so it's growing back, which is good. Place needs to get greened up again. This particular spot didn't get smashed by the fire very much. There was a little bit of understory stuff, but when I crossed the road from that break, I came across to this little gully that I'm standing beside. Probably can't make out. If you remember, I crossed the road just up here, and I came across down into this little wash, which runs off down there, and it's a good little crossing spot for anything that doesn't really want to be seen. Also in that clip there was this wattle tree which had heaps of wattle gum. This tree is completely dead now, absolutely leafless, lifeless. But all the ground cover's grown back, and there was no really significant fire here. It didn't really crown. It was like understory stuff, like I said. But in that clip, I came down across this wash, and then up here there was a great big, if you remember, massive piece of wood, 40, 50, 60 kilo log, half a log, shoved down into this eucalypt, into this Scribbly Gum. And it caught my notice because as I drove past, I noticed it's gone. So I pulled up, and I've had a good look around, and now you can see the fire didn't reach this tree. Right? There's no burn here. And that piece of wood is completely gone. I've looked all around. I've looked in a 40, 30 metre radius. It's nowhere. It was too big to be eaten by white ants in that time. Far too big. Not only that, you can see inside the tree here, you can see where the rub marks here, where that log, you can see there where the bark's broken. That's where it was shoved down with that much force, okay? But it didn't come from up there. So it's gone. Now, one of my subscribers mentioned to me recently that she's familiar with deconstruction of things that the hairy guys make, and they also unmake them. Now, if this was a marker for water or whatever, maybe the reason for the marker has changed when all the rain came through. So there's water everywhere, so take that away. It's not necessary anymore. I don't know. Or maybe it would have had to be something really, really strong to put it in there in the first place, but to take it out would have had to take some incredible strength. And just while I'm here, I've just noticed as well, there's some really significant scratches in this tree here. We got a big possum. We got a big possum living up here. They go all the way up, and I'll show you around the front because I reckon I know where he is. You can see these scratches where he leaps up from the ground back in a. But look, I'll show you. There's the wash, right? Here's the front. So that's the front view of it, where that big log of wood was. And I reckon our possum is living in there. I would if I was a possum anyway. It's a beautiful hollow. There's only a few scratches on the front too, so he looks like he always goes from the back door up. So yeah, that's interesting. The deconstructed sign was a big piece of wood. You know, if you wanted firewood, there's so much deadfall around, you wouldn't bother busting your back to try and wiggle out, you know, a bloody 50 or 60, you know, 40 or 50 kilo piece of wood that's wedged into the fork of a tree. So it's gone, completely gone. Interesting. And you can see the tree itself hasn't been burnt here, so it wasn't burnt. Really interesting. Yeah. All right. See ya.